What's up YouTube, Capital G here, checking out a couple of brand new Witchcraft and Infinite Ignition cards that just got revealed. Let's go ahead and start with the Witchcraft monster. It's interesting because it's another monster card, and this is the third monster from the archetype that has been revealed. That doesn't sound too strange, but it's just that, you know, this archetype is supposed to revolve around spell cards also, and Konami hasn't revealed any spell cards for the archetype. I mean, we know about Vere, she's such an amazing boss monster, but I'd like to know what's going on with the spells of this archetype. Anyways, Witchcraft Pottery. This is an Earth Spellcaster monster, level 2, 0 attack and 2000 defense. That is a really good stat line for a level 2 monster. You wouldn't expect a level 2 to have, you know, like 2000 defense. Also, the artwork is adorable. Looks like this, like, I don't know, this little girl who's on her first day of kindergarten or something like that. You've got two effects on this card. They're both hard once per turns, but you can use them both luckily in the same turn. First effect says during the main phase, quick effect, you contribute this card, then discard one spell, special summon one Witchcraft monster from your deck except another copy of Pottery. Second effect, if you have no cards in your hand, you can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one Witchcraft card in your graveyard, and then you get to add that card to your hand. I'm a little concerned about Witchcraft, right? And I know that, you know, you guys might be like, Cap, it's a little too early to be concerned. We only know about 3 monsters. But if you look at the Witchcraft archetype, so Vere is amazing. I'm not going to dispute that. Like, she's an awesome boss monster. However, this is the second monster that kind of has that same first effect where you tribute it and you get rid of a spell in your hand. And then ultimately you get to, like, summon Vere from your deck. And it's cool because obviously it makes it really easy to get the Vere. But then it's kind of like, you know, are all the monsters just going to be conduits for Vere? Are they actually going to like do anything on their own? Because you can't build an entire archetype where all the monsters just summon the boss monster. Like that, I don't know. That just, I mean, I guess you can, but it just feels like that'll be kind of a weird design. Also, the second effect of this card seems to kind of directly conflict with Vere, right? So Vere is a card that you reveal a bunch of spells in your hand, and then you can crank up the stats of any of your spellcaster monsters that are battling, equivalent to the spells that you revealed. However, this card kind of works when you have no hand, and I don't know, it just feels like if you have no hand that you fucked up somehow, because if you have Vere on field, you should have a whole bunch of cards in your hand. So I don't know, this card feels a little counterproductive when it comes to like Vere, but I mean, I guess we honestly just have to wait and see where the like spells are going to take this archetype, because I think at this point, considering that the main deck monsters don't do anything except summon the boss monster, the spells are definitely going to have to make up for the power, because everything so far positive about this archetype is literally just the boss monster. Like the other main deck monsters just seem kind of average, but I guess we'll wait, we'll see what the spells do, and then we'll make another opinion based on that. The second card is a continuous spell for the Infinite Ignition archetype. It has 2 effects. First effect says Machine Exceed monsters you control cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effect. Second effect says once per turn you can target one Infinite Ignition Exceed monster you control. Special summon from your extra deck one Machine Exceed monster that is 2 ranks higher than the monster you control by using it as Exceed material. This special summon is treated as an Exceed summon. Also transfer the materials to the new special summon monster. You cannot special summon the monsters except Earth Machine monsters for the rest of the turn after you activate this effect. So basically it's just it's essentially just kind of a rank up, except you're going 2 ranks higher. This card seems pretty good. I mean, I really hope that this is a 1-up, because this is not a card that gives you any numerical advantage. However, it does make the Exceed monsters in the archetype feel significantly better, and it's not like the Exceed monsters are weak or anything. It's just I felt like they lacked a little bit of oomph. They felt, you know, they felt like they lacked just a little bit of power, and now you're talking about those monsters being able to, you know, have that targeting protection, and you being able to go into like the rank 7 Exceed, and then instantly turn that into the rank 9. Now the rank 9 is the one that like pops cards on your opponent's side of the field, and if you're getting extra materials with the rank up process, now you're just being able to pop more cards on your opponent's side of the field essentially for free. So I really hope that this card is searchable searchable in the archetype because it probably feels like a one of, you know, usually these type of cards that necessarily, like, they don't necessarily give you advantage, but you kind of want to run them regardless. You know, things like Salamangreat Sanctuary, cards that are just kind of like really good utility cards for the archetype. They have a place, but you don't want to run like multiple copies of them because you really don't want to hard draw these cards. But this one seems really good, and yeah, it just makes the Exceed monsters feel a little more complete in my opinion. So yeah, hopefully this card will be searchable in the Infinite Ignition archetype. But whatever you guys think of these cards, leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching. As always, subscribe if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell for daily videos.